Popping my shit on a whole nother level. You playing, get sent to the devil. Getting on me, I swear they keep calling my phone. I'm like, hold on, let me check the skill. If she gave time of day, then I had a good place. So I'm back at the spot, she getting big like a press. These niggas be soft on the bitch, but turned up off a purse. Boy, I'm solid and still
right now, this shit isn't easy.
I'm here with my boy, like I always say, as always, the human AI, that nerd named Bizz.
You already know what it is, man. It's that nerd named Bizz, fam. So look, we here. We gonna have a special episode today. Now, usually we have guests on. Y'all know us. We like guests. Today, we are not gonna be having a guest because it's a little bit of a not sadder episode, but more of an episode where we felt like, as the heads of Vyrus, you know, like the entire company, we just had to give an episode where we sat down and explained to not only everybody who wants to know, but specifically the customers who really support the brand and support the business, what's going on. Because sometimes we feel like that's the biggest part of why we started this podcast, is that we wanted to really explore and expose the behind the scenes of this pop culture business life. Like, I know y'all see the shows and the, you know, all the fun points. This ain't one of the fun points. This is one of the more. This ain't one of the fun points. I'm gonna tell you right now. This is the isn't easy part. Okay. Yeah. This is the shit isn't easy episode for sure. So stay tuned. Sit comfortable. Grab your popcorns. We're gonna give you a full breakdown of everything going on as we say farewell to a very important part of the company that we really hated to see go, but that being Vyrus Clothing.
Yeah. So, I forgot exactly what day I made this announcement, but I want to say about 4 days ago from prior to this recording, we'll just say
probably
March, 23rd? Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, March 23rd, I decided to let people know that Vyrus Clothing, you know, needs to be shut down. A lot of people misinterpreted what I read. You know, this is where reading is fundamental. I made sure to put in the statement that we will be continuing, you know, trading cards, posters, canvases, art, or any other small exclusive items that we've created over the years. But the part that's really shutting down that I personally, or has personally been a strain to, you know, maintain and keep going is the clothing. So the Vyrus Clothing / Vyrus Graphics website, because they both have two different domains. Those are the websites, or that website is the website I plan on shutting down for now because, you know, apparel is cool. You know, I came into this game about 7 years ago, you know, with a different team, a different structure at the time. We came in, you know, I put my art on shirts at the time. Shout out to my business partner at the time. You know, she helped me really grow the business to where it's at, you know, and we just came into the market with, you know, amazing artwork that I've put out for years on clothing that you can wear, and also try to give it some type of fashion sense where it wasn't just plastered on there. It was actually put on there, you know, very particularly to just look like, you know, street art clothing. And I put a lot into this. You know, my team put a lot into this. And even before the team came around, I put nights into this. You know, my business partner at the time, she put nights into this. You know, a lot of things have happened over the years to where things have changed, but I still had to do what I got to do to keep the vision. And it's just one of those bittersweet moments where it's like, it's just not sustainable anymore. You know, Bizz, as someone who was tagged along in the later years of Vyrus and, you know, seen the new eras with new products and everything, you know, we've had conversations and talks about how hard it is to keep clothing around.
Yeah.
It hurts.
I'm not gonna lie. The clothing part, I'm gonna be 100% real with y'all. We're letting y'all in, you know, behind the scenes, behind the doors, you know, into the meetings that we have with internally as a company. The clothing is done completely for y'all. We don't really make anything off of the clothing currently.
Yeah, I don't think we really profit.
We really have not profited it.
I'm saying 2-3 years.
Yeah. When I came in, and I, you know, if you guys don't know what I do, so not only am I Ozzy's business partner now, but currently it's my job to help us look over any products or anything we push into development, ensure that it reaches a level of profitability, basically the business aspects to ensure that the company is moving in a position that allows us to be able to be the company that we want to be long-term and who we want to be currently at the same time. Which is a lot of going over the numbers, going over sales, interacting with you guys, understanding the marketplace, and really being able to adapt and engage. With that all being said, when you come into a company, the first thing you should always do is look at the books, the products currently being sold, and what the value of that, like what value that's really bringing into the company as an overall whole. With the shirts, the first thing I realized was that you guys love the shirts. Like, you love them to such a level. The way you guys show up at shows with them, the way you guys show up
wear
at
the art.
Yeah, and we see that so firsthand that I think when I first came on board, I remember having this conversation with you. I was like, look, these shirts aren't profitable, but they're great for marketing. They're great for when we're at shows. People look great in them. It's awesome. But on the back end, this is something that we will have to address because it is not profitable. We don't really make the money that we should make off it between shipping, between the cost of getting the goods, between everything else. It just makes it very hard to be able to effectively use this, have this as a product. So when we were really looking at what we can do this year to be able to make sure we can still do the things that we want to do to be there for the fans, we just had to make a call. And right now it's like, I would rather, and this is how I voted when we did the vote, I would rather stop this right now than potentially continue this and lose everything. And I think that that's just a call that made the most sense to me. Am I going to miss the shirts? Absolutely. Y'all see, I'm not really excited about this part. That's why I got the Lord Dio shirt on. I'm on some vengeance energy today. Like, I'm really not happy about this. But we're hoping the next, we're hoping that with the summer coming up and with you guys just being so supportive and so reaching out with so much love and so much support, we can start to prioritize what we can in the company, focus on the art, focus on the things that you guys really love no matter what, really get those systems fixed, get everything really stable, and then once we get to that point, reach out to y'all. We're going to point blank just reach out to y'all and ask y'all what y'all want to do, because this is a fan-based company, as I always tell you guys at the shows. I say it all the time. This is not something where we're like, oh, I'm a nerd and you're a nerd and we should do this because we're nerds. Like, nah, it's not that. We legit do every decision. We think, what do the fans want? Do the fans want this? Are they cool with this? If they're not cool with this, then we shouldn't be cool with it either. Like,
It's there's so many factors that, when you're a business owner, there's a lot of things that you don't really realize or you really don't really get to learn experience till you're actually in the field doing it. And I'm not knocking people who secondhand watch people who go to school to it, but some things you got to learn and figure out yourself when you're really like in it. And this is one of them situations out of all my years of drawing, all the years of creating, that no one could prepare me for like how to make big decisions like this. This is something that in the heat of battle, in the midst of, of game time, that I got to really like learn to figure this out. And it hurts, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, because shirts was so cool to make. It was so cool to say, how can I put this super detailed artwork that I created on clothes that I could wear? And I remember when I first came into the game, I remember my first show, shout out KamehaCon. We'll be at KamehaCon also with whatever leftover inventory shirts we have. But KamehaCon, I want to say it was 2017 or 18, the first one. It was amazing. I came to my first con with shirts. I was supposed to go to that show casually. I jumped right into the con scene instantly. I didn't know nothing. I remember making a lot of money there where, shirts was profitable. I didn't have a studio. I didn't have a whole team. It was so much more like easier to look at the finances, like, okay, wow, I could grow from this. I can do a lot with this. And I remember no one else had shirts like me, or no one else had shirts like us. Nobody did. And if they did it was press on or it was screen print. Nothing, knock those other ways of putting clothing on shirts. But we had full sublimated shirts. And if they were sublimated shirts, let's be real, a lot of them was ugly ass Google images. They was not art.
Right.
It was ugly ass Google images just slapped on here, blurry, pixelated. And I looked at this shit like, yo, this shit is disgusting. We need to clean this up. We need some real art, some high quality graphics on clothing. You know what I mean? Because when you, first of all, anime already got already had its weird stigmatism. I mean, whatever the word is, had all its weird tropes over the years of, just for being weird. So now you don't want to look at extra weird or with a pixelated, ugly version of an anime shirt out in public. You look crazy.
We want everything to have like the most, I feel
it's nefarious work, and I had to come in this game and clean it up, and I did. And now it's to the point where people are stealing at a crazy rate.
Yeah, that's the other reason why we're shutting Vyrus Clothing down for right now. Yeah. We are on a legal battle standpoint, we're fighting a lot of fires right now, and we don't feel like fighting. We don't feel like fighting everything right now. Like, we don't feel like fighting every situation and every battle right now. So we feel like the biggest battle that needs to be fought, and we talk about this a lot in our meetings, but the biggest battle that I felt like needed to be fought were these copycat fakes and phonies on the con side floor, and then also on this clothing side battle, because there is somebody doing these swap, like the little swap meets or whatever, dropping these hyper neon shirts.
Yeah.
And they're terrible.
There's a lot.
They're horrible. And the weirdest thing is, guys, if y'all want to partner with us, all you got to do is just reach out to us. We're not standoffish about that part. Like, it's just a matter of they didn't want to reach out to us. They didn't want to pay Ozzy for using his art, and they thought that they could just sidestep it by stealing it. So in order for us,
calling them out.
Yeah, so in order for us to combat it, we gotta completely remove ourselves from the game. So that way, anything that's in the marketplace is fake, point blank. Anything that you see that doesn't have the official Ozzy the Virus logos, marking, branding, and all the other stuff, you can tell it's fake. And then we can figure out where it's coming from. We can target it. We can take it down. And then we can also find alternatives, for not only the shirts that we have now, but just if we want to do any other products in the future. Because we had a really big line of drops actually set up for the Imperial line.
Yeah,
but that's
I wanted to do a lot this year. There's a lot of artwork that has released. Now, Bizz and a lot of, because I got a lot of messages. I'm not going to lie. Anyone that's been trying to get in touch with me for like the last 4 days, please don't take it personal. Between my birthday and then the announcement, there's a lot of messages I got to get back to. So give me a couple business days to read through everything. But I did notice in a lot of my quick DMs, I was able to see a lot of people are asking for certain arts to just get one last chance to be a shirt. Me and Bizz are going to try to consider it.
Facts.
I don't have the exact official date of the shutdown, but I will tell you right now it's going to be sometime between early or mid-April.
Yeah.
Because there's just a lot going on, And one thing I want to address, when I make these announcements in these posts, I get a lot of outreach and a lot of love, right? But then I get those comments from certain people, oh, why don't you just sue? Sue, bro. Take me to court. Sue. Okay, well, suing comes with fucking money, bro. Do you know how much it costs every time to send out a cease and desist or to call someone to verify this or get pull information from who you're trying to take down?
Pay people to serve documents.
Yeah, like this costs money, y'all. So it's like everybody wants to sound like they know what they're doing when it says, when they come up with an answer. You don't think I already thought of this? Like, you really gonna comment like you know something better than what I'm doing for myself or what we're doing better behind doors, like behind closed doors? Like, come on. So y'all gotta stop telling me what to do like y'all know what works for us. We know. Trust me, we talk about it all the time.
Now, we're always open for help. Like, don't get it twisted. We're always open for help. But just, remember, we're in the thick of the battle. We're trying a lot of stuff at the same time. So give us at least the understanding that y'all may have tried this, but, hey, this is what I've seen be successful, or this is something that I've seen work. So, Yeah, guys, we see y'all's comments. To sue someone, it takes $40 per publish in the judicial process. Yeah, but that's the level of how many suits. And we're paying our legal team to pay for each one of those suits, make sure that it goes through, make sure that all the paperwork's there, that we're going after the direct people.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, bro,
and you can say the amount, but like, think about it from so many different people.
And it's multiple people, y'all. And it's multiple regions, so it's not like, there's, just to let y'all in, there's multiple different fake businesses selling Ozzy's artwork in multiple different fake locations across the country. We've got a dude in LA or in the California area selling fake ponchos of Ozzy's Master Roshi design. We got a guy in Texas in the California region, basically from Texas all the way to like Louisiana is basically where we've seen his artwork go. He's selling those super duper ugly but vibrant, Rengoku, and I think I've seen a couple of other shirts. Those are terrible, but they're coming at swap meets and all these other, bro. So it's like, we've been low-key building like on some Sung Jin Woo level. We've been putting the Shadow Army to work, bro. We got agents in every con, every city. We've been putting together a team of really great fans who we really work with day in and day out, who go to a lot of these cons, and they support us by letting us know, like, hey, these people is doing this, and we saw them at the show. Hey, these guys is doing this, we saw them at the show, and they are helping us so much, and we thank you guys so much. Like, y'all do not know how vital y'all are for us fighting this fight. This fight is not easy. We can't be everywhere. We're trying to make sure we get the money together, and we're good as a company to go to the shows y'all are telling us about. We hear every comment. We read every comment. Like, we have team meetings every Monday. Like, today, team meeting. We have them every week to ensure that we're good, like that we're doing what we got to do to be the type of company that you guys love coming out and supporting.
Exactly.
But with that, those guys who are stealing from us, because it takes a lot to go after them.
It costs to protect yourself. Now, I was giving a lot of people this quick breakdown, so I'm going to do this real quick, easy math for y'all, right? Let's just say $10,000 is generated, off the site, off of clothing, right? It already cost about $3,000 or $4,000 just to get the shirts made. Like I said, it's polyester. It has the full design on it. It's sublimation. If you know anything about sublimation, that machine is not cheap. That machine costs a house. We're talking $300,000 just for one machine. We're not talking ink. I don't have that machine, so this is where manufacturer comes in. And this is all made in America, so I'm not going overseas to get it made. Could I save money? Yes, but then I give people my files. But anyway, back to the math. So it costs money to get the shirts made. Then you got taxes. That could be anywhere, out of the 10, anywhere from 15 to maybe 2. Right. Then I got employees, me and Biz, obviously have to eat. The team has to eat. Right. Answering customer service has to eat. Getting back to y'all, you know what I mean? Shipping, all of that, that's more money. Then we got to reinvest into more shirts, more products to keep things active. And then
we still got to have money to grow.
Yeah, and then we got to fight lawyers and fees. So by the time that 10 is gone, shirts is not making a profit, y'all. And like I said, I'm in a different point in my career where it's not that it has to pay for everything, but it has to contribute to everything in this studio. Because the studio, that's a whole nother side of the bills and finances that I didn't even get to. But we're not talking about the studio. The studio is still alive and well from the support of everything else. But that's just a quick math breakdown, just simple, easy math of what it takes to keep the shirts running at the stage that I'm at, because there's so much more pulling. Now, back in the day, profit off of shirts, some taxes, buy a couple more shirts, and then the rest was all, for me, my family, my daughter, everything.
Right.
But when you add more things, when you grow, when you want to expand, when you want to get into bigger and better things, when you want to be placed somewhere. I didn't even get into marketing. Marketing the clothes. That's a whole nother finger that I don't have to show y'all. But this is where it starts eating from how profitable it is.
Right.
And then now I've been paying for 2, maybe 3 years possibly just to keep that around for y'all. Now, no one forced me to, but I love doing this. I truly love creating clothes. It's fun playing with the colors. It's fun formatting design. It's fun taking the V on the back and changing the V to fit the character. It's fun seeing it come to life. It's fun seeing it to, wear. And then I got to take the extra time. I could have been lazy. And took the artwork that is on the art already with its full background, just slap it on a shirt. But I know that doesn't look too good. It's too much color. It's too busy. I'm not throwing it all on a shirt. If y'all notice, I dropped the background and redesigned the whole thing just to fit, and have a design language within the shirt. And that's also a quick way to know if it's a fake Ozzy shirt. I never put my full backgrounds. Out of all 160 designs I've ever created, or 80 designs, or however many that became shirts, they never had a full background. LSD, maybe, but Vyrus for sure, never. That's how you can instantly tell if it was fake or real, because the people who steal the art can't take the layering on the background the same way I do. But anyway, it costs a lot, y'all, and I really was doing it for the love. I was doing it because y'all, showed me how many times y'all ran into other fans that had Ozzy shirts. I remember seeing a DM one time of somebody at Disney World, and he ran into another person with a Vyrus shirt, and they hung out for a little bit just off the strength of that. That was amazing.
I definitely know. These shirts have definitely been a game changer for me. Like, I never felt like I was gonna be the type of person to wear anime shirts like that, because I'm used to I'm an all black shirt, t-shirt kind of guy.
Yeah, my shirts are very loud. You have to be.
These shirts you gotta learn. You gotta really dress them up, because you gotta know how to dress them, because there is a lot of stuff going on in the shirt, but it's very unique in that sense. And I think that when people see them, they get so caught by the artwork, because the artwork really is that powerful, that they want to know more about the shirt. They want to know what it feels like. That's the other thing. At first, it was a matter of, okay, this is a shirt. It's very loud. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna dress it. But then once you wear one of these shirts and you realize how comfortable it is, like how actually good the fabric and everything feels. Like I was talking to a customer the other day. He's had his shirt for like 5 years. He's like, it's never faded, it's never shrunk.
I stand on
that. It looks the same day. Like that quality is really different. And I mean, I've had so many shirts over the years. So many I've tried to hold on to for the last second. So many that have been fucked up in the wash. So many that have really just been dismantled by just living life. But these shirts have really stood the test of time. I think I have one shirt that's like possibly ripped, and it's because I was doing the most in that shirt, and a fan grabbed me, and I just ripped my shirt. So it happens. But
shirts is quality. They last. I got shirts from when I first started the business that are still good. And shout out Sublimation Station. You know,
facts.
Great people. They've been the ones who've been producing my shirts for the last couple of years, and they've done nothing but like putting in the best effort, you know, working with me as best as I can. You know, I know sometimes as a business I may have been late on a few payments or been, you know, behind, but I've always made sure I caught up and kept that relationship good. You know, so it just got hard sometimes. And as things are just going this year in a different direction, you know what I'm saying, the economy and all this other stuff, it's just one of the decisions where, look, I can't pay to keep this going and protect it too.
Yeah.
If I didn't have to protect it from people stealing and being greedy, maybe I would have a little bit more money to profit. But we all trying to stop the people, right? We all trying to sue. We all trying to send cease and desist. It costs money, y'all. It's not just one price. That one price multiplies.
Yeah.
So now that one price that y'all telling me or this price that you think it is, it literally, you know what I'm saying? It's doubled, tripled.
Yeah.
And now it's this bigger price that you thought was small, but it's not. So
now,
I know y'all trying to give advice, but think about this. Consider.
We got a question on the YouTube about why will we collab with brands like Box Lunch. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think we're open to collabs. Like, you know, even though we are shutting down Vyrus Clothing, we still got a few collabs with other partners and other brands in the works. And I think as a company, I mean, I'm still perfectly open to collabs. But I mean, you're the head of the company, so if you feel like,
yeah, but it has to come with a level of trust and screening.
Right.
I'm sorry, it has to, because if y'all really know what's going on as a business, everybody goes through this. But you know, I've been done, you know, really dirty from a lot of people, and that's an ongoing problem. The relationship has to be solid. I have to trust you. I'm giving you my files. This is equivalent to a music artist giving someone the rights to their masters to use it. You have to treat my files with care. You can't just stretch them. You can't just alter them. If that's how I want it, that's how I want it. You know what I mean? So you would have to be someone that is very respectful of my art and the integrity of how I made the design to work with me. But I'm not against that. That opportunity can come when it's ready. But as of right now, for people to fully understand like the scope of what's going on, I'm not shutting down the studio. I'm not done drawing. I'm not making art or any other products anymore. It was literally just the clothing. Shout out for everybody who read the full statement. I made sure to clarify that as best as I can. But for those who didn't read and just reacted, thank you. I appreciate the care. I appreciate the support and just running a check on me. I really do. But let's not make it feel like it's more than what it actually was. But it really is still a sad situation because I genuinely love doing this. I came in the game doing this. I got known doing this, you know, especially from the Master Roshi design. That was like the first shirt.
Facts.
Earliest design, first shirt, most sold shirt over time, I think.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's been fun. Like, there's been so many stories. Like, I'm looking in some of the messages right now. I'm sorry it's flying down. I saw some messages from some people saying, yo, my shirt's still here from 2018.
Right.
Or, yo, like, this is my favorite shirt. I get so many compliments. Or, yo, I met my girlfriend because she liked my shirt. I've heard countless amazing stories, dog. That shit makes me so happy, bro. Like, to know that, like, my art did this for other people.
Yeah. So, hey, look, Instagram, if you're looking for the link to the podcast, the actual link, if you go to Ozzy's bio, it's in the link there. Or if you go to YouTube and you type in "this shit isn't easy," just like it's spelled right here, it'll also pop up. We try to make it mad simple for everybody. So it's literally shit with an X and then isn't easy. And then boom, it should show up, no issue. We got a question that says, yo, I had to read the whole message because when I saw the shutdown, my heart dropped a second, but then I saw you were just talking close. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm going to be honest with y'all. The clothing is one of the big things. But, look, we're not shutting down everything. I wouldn't be here because that means I would be out of a job. I'd be out of a job. You'd be going back to just, hey, I'm doing whatever I'm doing to get a 9 to 5 or whatever. But The gold cards are going to still be here.
Mm-hmm.
The other products are still going to be here. And to be honest with you, we have a lot of allies in this fight against the fakers, the scammers, the pretenders, the people who've been just using Ozzy's artwork and selling it at shows. And then we got the V Army. Y'all out here really fighting and helping us figure out who's doing what at these shows, trying to, smoothly get by and just, basically steal the art, use it, and not tell nobody. Y'all have been a huge help in us figuring out and finding these people. But the biggest thing I want to talk to y'all also about on our side, and this is just one of the topics I wanted to talk about today in this podcast, was the guys from Charlie's Collectible Show.
Yes. Shout out Charlie's Collectible Showcase, right?
Yeah,
Charlie's Collectible Show?
Yeah, I think it's Charlie's Collectible Show.
Okay.
CCS.
Yeah, CCS. Shout out CCS.
These guys were huge, y'all. So maybe 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks ago, I'm not really sure right now because time's a blur. But before, in the last couple of weeks, there was a con where one of the companies who's been stealing Ozzy's artwork, taking it to shows, and selling off plexiglasses, they were out, and they constantly try to go around and pretend like they have this contract standing with the company.
Yeah.
They don't have this contract standing with the company.
They did.
They have
and
a
then
standing
they sold that.
they have a standing invoice with the company that they need to pay.
They still owe me money.
Yeah, that's what the issue is.
It's a fact.
They basically bought products from us. We gave them the products, and then they never paid the full amount for the product.
Yes.
They paid half the amount, and then we were going to give them time to sell the product at shows, and then give us the other half. They never did that. So now they're still going to shows saying that we approve them to still sell the product, that they paid us the full amount, and we have records that they didn't. On top of that, they started printing these bootleg Fugazi mouse pads that are flipping terrible. Look, y'all know Ozzy. Y'all know how the brand works. Y'all let me know if this makes sense. They were printing mouse pads with both characters on the mouse pad. Now, we're talking not like the Boondocks piece where it's Riley and Huey. We're talking Naruto and Sasuke, one piece slapped together.
I would never do that shit.
We would never do that as a
That's
company.
too
That's not
much
even
art.
our design. Like, let me show you what our mouse pads look like.
Thank you, Javi.
Right here, this is what a Vyrus mouse pad looks like. Y'all see the size of this bad boy?
Yes.
Y'all see the quality of this bad boy? Look, I spilled
Super
water
clear.
in my desk area earlier. It didn't spill all over the floor or anything. It literally beat it on top of the mouse pad. I wiped it up and went on with my day.
I never in my life will put Rengoku, Tanjiro, Inosuke, and all of them all together. And if I did, it would look so much more clean and put together.
Facts.
So y'all have to use y'all eyes. I'm not saying that y'all don't, but y'all have to, read and study my design language.
Y'all just got to remember.
I got a lot going on, but at least for how I feel about myself, I do it in this masterful, effortless way where it flows, even when there's a lot going on. These guys obviously are trying to be greedy and get y'all to buy a mouse pad, so they think, oh, the best way to make you buy is if all these characters are on it. And y'all do it so fucking disgustingly. It's not. I'm mad at you stealing, but I'm also even more mad at how you even tried to put it together.
Yeah.
At least make it look good. You know what I mean?
be doing
If you gonna steal my shit, make it look fire. Y'all not even doing that. But y'all make it more obvious to how we know it's not y'all.
Man, hey,
So,
look.
Yeah.
I want y'all to know, the quality thing, that's all Ozzy. Ozzy has a very specific standard of quality that he applies to everything. I personally, I'm not going to say I don't have a quality standard, but my thing is mostly about trying to get it to market as fast as possible at the best standard I can get it for the speed. Ozzy's like, I don't care about the speed. I will take however much time needed because I want quality over everything.
And I will blow the budget to make it happen.
And he's blown the budget many a times.
Several times.
Many a times in order to get the quality.
Because the vision's important sometimes.
And I have to respect that. I just respect that part because you're right. I always end up respecting that we did spend that extra money because the quality is something that when the fans get it, they're like, it was worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it for the long term, not this quick buy and this quick dopamine rush. I just got something I wanted. But like 5-10 years go by and I still have it and it's still good and I still love it. That's the part that I really respect about us focusing more on quality.
Yeah.
And so I've tried to apply that to everything we do as a business, that it has to meet a certain quality standard. That was my biggest issue. They were putting out BS plexi designs with poor quality.
Mind you, they take it off the Instagram.
Bro, you can tell they stole it off the Instagram. If y'all ever want to know if it was stolen off the Instagram,
Look at
if
the
y'all
quality.
see the tags in the artwork, it was stolen off the Instagram. If that bad boy is blurry, it was stolen off the Instagram. If the color saturation is off, it was stolen off the Instagram. There is a lot of ways you can tell it was stolen off the Instagram.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of these people aren't thinking about you guys as fans. They're just trying to
Trying to make
rob
some
y'all's
money.
pockets.
Yeah.
And we're
Use
like,
my
we're trying to
name,
make
the
sure y'all don't
clout.
think it's us.
Yeah.
We don't want y'all thinking it's us doing these BS money grabs. Oh, we're just gonna take Ozzy's artwork, make it neon, and put it out there, and you guys are gonna love it. Like, no, that's not us, bro. We are not doing that.
Nah. I've seen people come. They've seen the designs before. No, it is at a rate that I never imagined. You know, I remember when I first started seeing my first copycat and my first thief was like, oh wow. Now, bro, I'm literally getting calls, DMs, like every other day now in different states, countries, Vegas, overseas somewhere.
Bro, I got a message
it's
from
getting crazy.
Germany the other day about someone trying to use. Yeah, it gets crazy, man. It's like an international problem. So we've been focusing in on trying.
It's not even trying to hype it. This is real. I have receipts of all of this.
We're really just trying to get our legal team to be able to manage everything, get this resolved
independently too.
Yes, like
this is all independently funded. Everything that is doing is literally coming from the business. You know what I mean?
It's all fan funded.
If there's any other money, maybe business credit. You know what I mean? But outside of that, this is all off the muscle. So it is a lot. You know what I mean? But to finish what we were talking about with CCS, they were respectful enough to reach back out to us, hear us out, on our end. And I wanted to take the time to really thank them and make sure anyone that thought that they were part of the problem, they're not. They didn't know.
CCS is an ally, y'all.
Yes, they went out their way to make sure that these people were removed for stealing. It is a disgusting act. Stealing other people's art. And like I said, for those who want to be, weird, we're not talking IP. IP is a whole different thing. We're talking about the art, the rendition of how it's created. Because if you have a problem with that, then go talk to every artist and artist alley around the country. Good luck with that. But we're just talking about the art. You know what I mean? At least the part that I created to, originally render, the existence of something that is familiar. We'll put it that way. This is my, art. But yes. I want to just say thank you to them because a lot of cons are either hard to reach out to or you got to know somebody or just some just don't give a damn.
Yeah, they don't give a damn.
And that's so disrespectful.
They will BS
to not double check your vendors.
No, they'll BS us all weekend and be like, oh, there's nothing we can do, this, that, the third. No, you're
they don't want to shut them down because they, you know what I mean?
They don't want to cause waves, but the waves need to be caused so that way you don't encourage this from you don't encourage big businesses to come in, steal from people in Artist Alley, and then make a bag off of them, and then you as a con aren't even doing anything to stop them. You're watching it happen and just being like, oh, well, there's nothing we could do. Like, no, there's plenty of things.
No, we need a whole cons accountable. AI art should not be accepted. That is my personal view.
You should be able to sell it on a con level.
But okay, I'm not saying you can't use AI, for anything that you're doing. But if you're an AI person or making art, that could be a space for a real artist who has real bills to pay or a real creator. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, and now y'all know how I feel about AI. I like it for production, but we're talking about solely art and creating.
And the sales.
You know what I mean?
Art. Yeah.
A real artist could be in there paying their bills today, growing their fan base off of something that they created, like, such as I did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That space should not be reserved for AI artists. So cons need to do a deeper investigation about, who they're accepting.
Yeah.
Then we need to do background checks on who's creating the art. I think cons need to really take the time to have somebody thoroughly check, are you creating the art? Can you prove that you created this art? Right. Because a lot of people go in there with stolen shit.
Right.
And it's not fair. It's disgusting. And it contributes. It's like a small parasitic reason that contributes to why it's hard for, the real artists like me and other people to continue going because I have to deal with people profiting off of my art and, my renditions around the country. You know what I mean? And it sucks.
And that's the biggest reason why we're bringing up CCS today because, honestly, these guys not only listened to us, reached out to our side of the stories, didn't initially believe this this fraudulent company. They reached out to us to hear from us specifically about what our side of the story was. Once we told them our side and were able to show them our evidence, show them everything that we actually had gathered as we built this case against them, we can't talk too much about it because our legal team, that's their job. But they took it upon themselves at that point to be like, hey, we're going to not only get these guys out of our shows, we're going to call other shows that they're potentially might be in.
Yeah, they went above and beyond, and I appreciate that.
We literally, CCS, Charlie, thank you guys so much. Y'all are amazing for that. We really do appreciate it. And not only them. Also, I want to reach out and say something also about another con who did this, which is Collecticon. Collecticon was using Ozzy's artwork, and they didn't know if they at one point had approval, but they didn't know if they still did. And so all they did was they just reached out to us directly and said, hey, can we use it for marketing for your show? Cool, not a problem. Thank you for reaching out to us. That's all it took. But I appreciate the companies, the brands, and the cons that reach out to us and work with us professionally. Let us know what let us know what you need from us. If that's just simple art we've already drawn, cool. If you need commission art for your shows, great. We're happy to be here for you. Y'all just need us to show up and have a booth and run it and do some marketing for you. Awesome. But all we ask is that if we're gonna be there, try to at least look out for the artistic interest of the company that we run. Like, legitimately, we will do everything in our power to support you as a con, but we need y'all's help supporting us back as artists. Like, for real, we need y'all to look into the people, especially the vendors who are not in Artist Alley but are selling artistic works. Look into how they run their company. Ask a couple of questions. It would do amazing respect within the artist community if you guys did your due diligence for these cons. I know it's a lot. I know it might take you a little bit of extra work, but I promise you,
extra steps count.
You'll be a con artists trust and respect, and will constantly give you money to be in your halls and at your shows because they know that they have a safe business partner and convention partner to work with. I can tell you that without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, so listen, we still have to say shout out to people who's been helping. Shout out to everybody that, took the time to support and help. Even though we're still shutting down after all the support, we really do appreciate it. There is a possible chance we can come back, but I just don't know. There's a lot of, back-end debt that's collected on the business side that needs to be, taken care of before I can reinvest back into it. But right now it needs to be laid to rest for now, unfortunately. But I could sit here and talk for hours about all the amazing stories and videos I've gotten, content creators that showed out, normal people or normal supporters that don't make content showing love. There's been nothing but love, and I really do appreciate y'all put the battery in my back to keep creating and keep pushing the boundaries of creativity. And my shirts are loud, so when y'all wear these, y'all are letting it be known, hey, I love anime. I love art. I appreciate art. I feel exclusive because I have this art on my clothes. But, right now it's just a tough time right now everywhere. So, sustaining all of this is just a little difficult, on top of the economy. But for the people that still finding them to support, more than appreciated. Thank you so much for everything over the years. You guys have helped grown, myself as an artist, where I'm at, designing, where I'm at with just color and just organization and just allowing to bring people onto the team, allowing to collaborate with many other great people. It has brought so many opportunities, but it's just time where, it's on to the next. Now, to avoid this happening again in any other departments of, Vyrus Clothing, we just need support, man. We just need more support. If you love the products, make some cool videos about it. We're open to reviews. We're open to honest feedback, We're open to, a couple shares, turn on notifications, subscribe to the YouTube, subscribe to the channel, tell somebody about it. You know what I mean? Share it with somebody. Somebody's looking at, the art in your home. Tell them where you got it from. Don't gatekeep. Share it, know.
If y'all know brands that you feel like we should collaborate, let us know.
You want us to collaborate? Shoot a message.
Tag us. Yeah, tag us in their
Send
posts.
us a DM. I read most of my DMs unless I'm in a situation like this where I'm backed up reading. But in most cases, I get back to most of my stuff. Shoot me a message. Shoot Bizz a message. When we go live playing Anime Vegas, hey, play to your heart's content. Because there's a lot of merch here. This is almost hundreds of thousands of dollars that I am constantly shipping out or rebuying to have here, sitting here, and bring to cons, and it needs to go. It needs a home, because situations like this where it shuts down, it's obviously I can't go on forever. So, I still have to say, you guys, words cannot express how much I appreciate everything. Thank you.
Yeah. We got a question if we'll be taking the shirts to DreamCon. So whatever's left in the store, we will be taking to DreamCon. We're hoping that we have one more batch of shirts coming in. We're hoping that we're gonna hold on to those shirts and take them to DreamCon.
Yeah.
Because we know
we do plan on closing soon, so if we do make one or two final shirts, it'll just be part of the last batch of investment for towards clothing. I am a huge Gundam fan. I was always a fan of the art and the toys, but now watching Biz me back on to like some like the classic episodes in the
Ito
show.
Yui, 2025
I wasn't really watching the show growing up. I just love the art and the toys. But, we might come out with, a couple highly requested art pieces to be available for like the next, 1 to 2 weeks, depending on how much more merch we have to get off. But there's a separate inventory of clothes just for some cons, and there's a separate inventory of how much more we're willing to invest for the website.
Facts.
So there is still a chance. I'd say go on the website right now if you can. I guess we can make a special code for the episode.
Yeah, we can make a like if you basically message one of us after the episode, either message Ozzy or message me. Basically, that way we know you were in this live stream, and that's a thank you for you guys being in the live stream. We're gonna give you
only
a
people that were here for the live.
Yeah, if you're not in the live stream right now, you're probably not even gonna know about this code until after it's over, because we'll put the episode out by then, and then So yeah, if you got to watch the episode basically to get the code. I'll put it at the very end of the video on the actual YouTube channel.
I had it somewhere in the video because now I got to watch the.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it in the video.
Put it somewhere in there.
But yeah, we're trying to basically get rid of what we have in studio, because there's really 3 supply lines. There's in studio, which is often convention stuff as well, and then there's online, which is its own division where we try to keep an inventory just for online sales. So we try to keep them separate for that way. If we sold out of one, we try not to pull from the other. But like I said, you guys sometimes really deserve the shirts as fast as possible. So we're like, okay, we'll do what we got to do, and we'll pull from maybe the inventory for the cons. But then it makes it so that when we go to cons, like if, for example, last con we went to at BlurredCon, somebody really wanted a Black Storm size extra large, and I remember selling that Storm literally online maybe like a day before and being like, yeah, that was the last one. So I don't know what you want us to do.
Yeah, man, it'd be like that. No, y'all love the shirts. I get it. You get a chance to wear art. You get a chance to wear and express your favorite characters, and that's what I did it for, man. But all great things must come to an end at some point. Let's see what else. We shouted out CCS. We addressed cons.
Real quick, y'all ask us whatever questions y'all have on the YouTube or on the Instagram. Just to make sure if y'all have any questions about what's going on, that we can answer them for you guys real quick, because we didn't want to make sure we're getting to you guys.
Oh, cards real quick. The 2024 cards.
Oh, yes.
Yes, they're no longer in production. I mean, they've been out of production, but the last batch of 2024.
The last batch of 2024 cards is officially done. So if you're into Vyrus trading cards, if you've been watching the growth of Vyrus trading cards, shouts out to you. But at the very top of every card, at the very top right here, it says the year it was made. So right now it's been saying 2024 all the way up to the April 1st. Since last year, the cards launched officially on Ozzy's birthday, which is the 30th. We've made it so that April 1st is the official calendar year for them being a year old. So on the 1st of every year, they transition to that year's production of cards. Yeah. So we'll be starting the 2025 production of cards here basically tomorrow, which means that we're released in 2024. And that will be going on sale here within the next couple of weeks, probably the next week or so, after we get everything finalized for shutting down Vyrus Clothing. So just know, if you guys are into the trading cards and you wanted one of the first-year cards before they are gone, now is the time to get them.
Yeah, I appreciate this project. This is fun, and there's still chances to win prizes.
Absolutely, that's not going anywhere.
Up with that, as you know, we implemented this system where, if you get a pack, you may get this thing called a prize card. You fill out the form in the back, and then someone from our team will ship a product to you as a prize for winning. So you can still draw some fire rare cards. The black pack, I don't think we have one on us, but we released the black pack.
Oh, you're sold out currently.
Oh, yeah, sold out of the black pack. The black pack is dope. Now, do you have time to explain the black pack?
Yeah, so the black pack is basically for the fans who really want to get already signed cards from Ozzy Oz the Vyrus. So what happens with the black pack is that your cards come automatically signed. You're going to get a card that's under 500 in our overall collection, which means there's only going to be 500 or less made, which makes it an ultra rare. On top of that, you get silver cards before they go to the general public. You'll also have a chance to get cards before they go into production. So these will be like cards, the first 10 or 20 of a new card often go into the black packs. One of the other things that we want to start putting in there is when we go to shows and we work with a lot of our voice actor partners, we want to start putting the cards, some of the cards that we get signed by the voice actors, in the black packs as well. So there will be a lot of different things going into those packs. we have some really great projects like our content creator project coming out this summer. And with that, we want to be able to put out content creator cards within the black packs that are also signed. So the black packs, you'll always get signed cards, and your chances of winning with the black packs are cut in half. So instead of it being 1 out of every 10 packs, there's a winner. With the black packs, 1 out of every 5 packs is a winner. So you have way more chances to win. You get double when it comes to the stickers, when it comes to the credit card skins. You just get a lot more value. On top of getting all your cards signed, and you get a rare card for, only maybe $10 more, $15 more. So,
man, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out that nerd named Bizz. He's really the one that put together the infrastructure, how the cards work, how they are presented, the rules behind each one, the value system. I just contribute the art and just make sure the art is fire, and the design language is just, fluent all around the cards. So, and that's what a team looks like. So shout out to everybody on the Vyrus graphics team. Everybody is just very much appreciated for what they do and how they help contribute. Nothing but love for you guys. I appreciate y'all, withstanding all the ups and downs with me and just still kind of riding and supporting, even though one thing is going, that's just room to open up more. But, yeah, shirts, grab them while you can. There's a code going to be somewhere within this video to maybe get like a slight discount. We still will bring what we have to shows. But listen, whatever's on that rack, that is what is
left
there. So when the site just isn't there, I'm sorry. But, if you can find something that you like, grab it. Don't come out to us day one and say, I'll come back on Saturday, Sunday. You got to grab it right then and there because that's it. So, like I said, art is still going on. I'm still creating new fire pieces throughout the year. Still going to figure out new ways to put the art on different things for people to enjoy. But it was fun while it lasted, man. I really I took it as far as I can. I created as much opportunity as I can off of it. So I can't really be too mad. But I am a little devastated I can't do it anymore. So,
facts.
Any more updates?
Nah. Like I said, y'all drop y'all's questions on the YouTube real quick. We're gonna answer those before we go. But yeah, I personally feel like this is going to be something that allows us to really focus more on the art, more of our collabs, and just really grow internally, really strengthen our team. And then once everything's solidified and much stronger, we can, on a business level, revisit if it's feasible.
Yeah. We're still here, though. So any of the haters that was sitting there talking shit, I'm still here. I ain't going nowhere. I just dropped something. But listen, dropping something, there's just room for something else to come. So listen, your dreams ain't come true yet. I'm still outside. Hey, we still here.
Facts, man. Now look, all the people who love the brand, we can't wait to see y'all at the show.
Yeah.
All the people who hate the brand, well, y'all keep hating from the outside and waiting to get in because I don't get it. We are nothing but love to everybody. So if you don't like something about us, hating doesn't make it any easier. We gonna stop. We gonna keep being us. Like, just
I know some of y'all was happy.
Stop hating, bro. Find happiness. Find peace, bro. Go get therapy, like my boy be saying. Go get therapy. All right. But yeah, I'm not seeing any questions pop up on the YouTube. I saw some pop up earlier. To Eugene Nandi, I saw him pop up on the YouTube. He was asking, what are your tips for photography? Look, I got one of the best photographers in the world sitting in the building.
Yeah, we got to sit down with Javi one day, man.
If you ever really want to get good at photography, reach out to Jump Raw. He's been in the comments this whole time on the YouTube and on IG as well. Reach out to Jump Raw. Ask him whatever photography questions you have. He'll set you on the right path.
Before we have that, I did put up a post on my story real quick to run through some
questions.
Do you have that? Yeah. Can I? Yeah. Let me just take a few minutes to run through some of those. I just want to make sure that
we're covering everybody. We're sending stuff in on YouTube. On Instagram.
Yeah, we'll just speed run through them.
Quick announcement: whenever the signal drops because of Wi-Fi, every episode is still being recorded and re-uploaded just in case.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So anytime the signal drops off, y'all, don't worry about that on YouTube. We will be re-uploading the episodes once it's all said and done and making it better. First question we got is, would you consider a commission on apparels? Yeah, seems pretty.
Oh, I guess they mean like for their own.
Yeah. Like would you help them with the artwork for their?
Yeah. I'm doing commissions again. I was a couple of years out the game. I am still doing commissions, but I'll be honest, it's a lot more tight niche, and I'm really making sure I'm working people who respect and value the price that comes with the Ozzy piece. You know what I mean? It is a lot of work. I take this craft very seriously, even when I'm collaborating with you. So if you can respect that price, we can work.
Somebody asked on your Instagram, could it be possible if you went from made to order or like a fourth wall when it comes to the shirts? Like, could you survive if you did it that way?
Well, there's plenty of ways to reevaluate what's going on. We just need time to. We're just at the point where, okay, this isn't working. We got to just fall back and restructure. So there's ways to come back. It's just as of right now, with everything going on, I don't got the mindset and the brain power to figure it out right now, or we just have a lot on our plate. But it doesn't mean that's can't be obtainable. We just got to get there. So it is possible. We just haven't gotten there yet. But give us a couple months. You know what I mean? We'll figure out something.
Tafari TV asked us, how can other entrepreneurs avoid being in this situation based off of your experience dealing with it?
Yeah, that's a great question. Shout out my boy Tafari, man. How can you avoid this? If I could look back, expand as much as you know you can handle. If I'm going to be super honest and, open with you guys, I've expanded a lot in the last couple of years, and I feel like it was appropriate for the growth that I've been obtaining, but sometimes that growth comes with a hefty price. And I wouldn't say I was never ready for the price, but you got to be prepared for that price. Just because you get a studio doesn't mean it's just the rent. That's taxes, that's insurance, that's employees, that's more overhead. Things are going wrong. I'm going to keep it 1,000. Try to AC just stopped working yesterday. I'm kind of hot in this velvet suit right now. Just talking. Working yesterday. I'm kind of hot in this velvet suit right now. Just talking to y'all. We are planning that list right now. I wish as a business we had more time to foresee how things are going to play out this year, to plan earlier. But we are last minute right now trying to plan to go to as much as we can. So the fastest way to be involved or know what's going on is go to OzzyTheVyrus.com, go to events and cons, and I will try my best to post as soon as possible when I'm going to appear and be at a show. So we're planning on it. We're working on it. Gotta get all the logistics worked out. But when we have it, we'll be there. All right, probably like 2 more questions.
I got you.
Two good ones.
Okay, what do you say the greatest lesson that you learned through all of this was?
People be out here stealing, man. They don't care how they doing it. They just gonna fucking do it, bro. And it's so sad and disgusting, man. You would think that people would stand on integrity for other artists in terms of like not taking their work or even going as far as to act like they drew it. You know how much times I've seen people online out here just capping like a motherfucker. So I spent hours drawing this, and mind you, it is an exact traced copy of my piece.
Man, I've seen that shit so many times.
It's so disgusting, y'all. And I thought putting tags on the art or putting, Ozzy the Virus all hidden in the piece, I'm sitting here thinking that all that effort actually is going to make a difference and deter people from stealing. But some people don't give a fuck, bro. They going to take your shit regardless. And that's one of the craziest lessons I learned. People just don't hold that pride to their business, creating a name for themselves off of stealing. It sucks. So people ain't shit, man. When people going to steal, they going to steal. What else we got?
The last one that I'm seeing here that was really like one that jumped out at me. What is the next move after this?
The next move after this is more amazing products, more versatility in what we put the art on, things that are just more cost effective and profitable to keep this business, the studio and everything going. And hopefully I can have time to get back to my original manga. For people who've been following me for years, y'all know I've been trying to get Addiction 48 off the ground. It is a independent, solo project that I'm working on. I've been working on, but due to just life and just things going on, it's been hard to invest the time to fully create it because I have to really be in a certain mood to create solely something that I want to do.
Right.
You know how I am with LSD, bro. You can't just tell me get up and do LSD any day.
I do try.
It doesn't work like that. I have to feel it, man. This is a feeling. This is art. You know what I mean? This is beyond business because I don't even care if y'all buy those pieces or not. I made it because I wanted to, see this art come together. It's the same thing with creating a manga. I have to feel it. I have to really feel inspired to create this. And I always am. But when there's too much things going on, it's hard to just focus on that because I got to feel like I got to put my energy towards the other things. So original manga, more products, more art, more collaborations with good people who won't do you dirty and aren't greedy. And that's it for now, man. I'm not asking for much in these years right now. I'm just asking for stability and support.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other good ones? Are we good?
No, I think that's it for right
All
now.
right,
y'all.
cool. This shit isn't easy, y'all. Keep being great. Keep working. Keep putting in as much hours as you can on your craft. If you are transitioning from, you know, working a job to going full time, be prepared for these up and downs, man. I'm 13 years in. I'm still facing a lot of adversity that I would have never imagined by this stage I would. But it's also a blessing to say that I have these problems where 10,000 isn't enough, 20,000 is enough. But in a way, meaning like there's so much to invest into to keep growing. You know, these are great problems, but it's not easy. So keep this in mind, y'all. Be prepared.
Isn't easy. Look, y'all already know how I feel. Like, and this is me coming with all the Ultrons in my back pocket on leashes, bro. And I'm still telling you this isn't easy. Like this game does take a lot out of you, but that's why we do this podcast. So y'all, if y'all want to get into it, y'all know what the real expectations of it are, and we want to be there to help y'all. So if y'all know a business, like I said, that wants to do commissions, they want to collab with us, they feel like if y'all think of a brand that would be dope if we collabed with them. You know, make sure you reach out to them. Make sure you reach out to us. You know, keep putting us in the comments together until we collab. Keep making that. Speak it into existence if you could for us. And just know that from me personally, from that nerd named Biz, the business, I love y'all. I love y'all immensely. Y'all are amazing. I don't do shows because I just love getting my feet hurt and standing all day. I do shows because I love y'all.
Floors is crazy,
no, bro,
yo.
The con floors,
that concrete is insane.
The only thing I can compare it to is a jail cell. That shit is horrifying. It hurts.
What?
It's horrible. It's horrible. Like con floors, they're just the worst. And I stand on them in Crocs for y'all. All right, because I love y'all. I love talking to y'all. I love doing the shows, talking at pop culture, like running this business and being able to like hang with y'all and really speak to y'all and speak to the people.